You're listening to My Grito Podcast Network, celebrating the culture of Chicanos and Latinos one story and voice at a time. Listen to more My Grito Podcast Network shows over at mygrito.net. Connect on social, on Instagram and Facebook at My Grito, the My Grito Podcast Network.
3, 2, 1. Boom! We are back again. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Mind Buzz Podcast, the podcast that gives you interesting stories of today's culture with your favorite artists, conversations with podcasters, entrepreneurs, and people just like you. We're giving space for artists on and off stage. We got to remember that the Mind Buzz is partnered with My Grito Network, podcast network. My Grito Industries is a Latino and Chicano independent record label, art collective, and podcast network. Check out the My Grito Podcast Network roster that holds Emo Brown, Chicano Shuffle, West Coast Pop Lock Podcast, and now Tragos Amargos. From comedy to radio personalities, My Grito Podcast Network has you covered for all your podcast needs. Add these other great podcasts to your weekly podcast lineup. The Mind Buzz Podcast is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site and off-site podcast production company. Visit mymindbuzz.org for more if you're interested in that. Our events that we have going on, we are working on the flyer for our spooktacular open mic that's going to be happening October 26th. Remember, we hold open mics the end of the month on Thursday in Paramount at Horchateria Rio Luna Cafe. So watch out for that on the Instagrams and the internet. Do we have
the interwebs?
The interwebs. Do you? I wish we had the article that was written.
Oh yeah.
Do we have that? Can you find it real quick?
Yeah, I can find it real quick.
So while I do that, while Amber does that, I will introduce Chicano Shuffle 6-year anniversary Pachanga. That's going to be happening in what city? Highland Park.
Highland Park.
So they're going to be celebrating our hermanos on the My Grito network. Their 6-year anniversary party is going to be held at Nativo in Highland Park. We are doing a giveaway again because we love our fans and we love all of you that listen to the podcast. We want to give you something to come hang out with us, come hang out with Chicano Shuffle and celebrate. And I think Chicano Shuffle has don't they have like a Lyft and Uber program? Do you know what?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So if you show Lyft and Uber your purchase for the ticket, I believe you're gonna get comped for your Lyft and Uber ride. So you got to be safe. And Amber's pulling up a very awesome article that was written about our specific open mic in Los Angeles. Let me read the title. Yeah. The best places to hear Latinx poets in Los Angeles. So this was LATimes.com, Poetry Night Open Mic Los Angeles / bookstores. Amber is going to scroll down to hours and I'll go ahead and
so we had all these other Latinx places that host either open mics or poetry nights. So they kind of did a nice little paragraph on us of the shop and of our open mic as well. Just kind of highlighting, the arts and that we do that there. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to go check it out, it's on there.
Check it out. I will link that article down in the show description for this evening's podcast. This is a very special this is a very special article because without the artists, without the poets, without all the people that we work with to get this going, we wouldn't have something like this. So I appreciate everybody that has helped us within this past year to put on this show. And without further ado, here's one of them, Nathanial Anderson, a poet and actor. Thanks, buddy, for coming out and doing the podcast.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Woo.
What's going on? What's going on?
Nathaniel, you were at our last open mic and you just crushed it, bro. You are very good at what you do.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
In your poetry.
Much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. It was just exciting to be there. I appreciate you inviting me out. It was good reaching out to you. Everything happens for a reason. It was good to be at the open mic, and now it's good to be here.
Yeah.
Buzz TV, man. I'm here. I'm excited, man. If you don't know who I am, you're going to know after this podcast.
There you go.
Yeah. Go follow him. Go support and everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
I really liked, I'm like jumping into the open mic and all that. I liked that your poetry was like it wasn't only like spoken. You also kind of incorporated like the rapping and kind of like the musical element of it. I hadn't seen anything like that. Usually the poets that we get, it's just like spoken word. So I when you first like you did it and then you went into kind of that rap element, I was like, whoa. And I was like, this is really cool. So I really commend you for that. It was really different and I don't think anybody was expecting that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been getting mostly good responses by it. And yeah, I did my first slam last weekend. It was a poetry slam, but that got real intense because it was like they really have a story to tell, and I have to work on that with my writing as well. I got some work to do as far as making like complete sentences and telling a story more than just being lyrical. So like, yeah, I got to transfer into like writing lyrics like I'm like as a musician, as a rapper, whatever, and being a complete poet. So like, yeah, it was intense. I got 6th place. And it was intense.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
Yeah, I got 6th. That was my first slam.
Okay, so what's slam poetry? Is it different? Like
it's very different than an open mic. So slam is like you have judges in the crowd, random judges, probably about 3 or 4 judges. They have clipboards, whatever, like, and they give you a score like between 1 and 10. And it's like a slam. It's a competition more than just an open mic. So gotcha. they score you, and then like your lowest score, you have a low score, then you have a high score, and then it's like 10 poets, and then like half the poets get cut on the first round. So I got cut on the first round, but I was number 6, so they let me come and do like a goodbye poetry, like a goodbye poem. So I had something new I did. So yeah, it was exciting. It was very exciting, very good experience. I'm gonna do it again. I'm definitely gonna come to you guys open mic and I'm going to keep at it and everything like that.
Yeah, of course. We would love to have you. Let's just keep an open spot for him.
Man,
so October 26th.
Hey, I'm there. October 26th. Y'all better be there, man. It's a great experience. Just to be, man, it was an incredible experience there.
Yeah, it was a good, very good night. You can also catch his set that he did in Paramount on our YouTube channel. Nathanial Anderson. Just go to Mind Buzz Media. And you'll find them there in our playlist.
Thank you, man. I just more than grateful. Let's get into this podcast. People don't know me. They're going to know me after today. Let's go.
Let's go. So tell me, how did you start getting into poetry, spoken word? Like what came first?
Poetry came first because I always had like a musical ear, so it was always a rhythm to my poetry. And I call it poetry because it's deeper, it's more intellectual, it's conscious, it's whatever, Back in about 30 years ago, I was in the 5th grade. I went to Carlton P. Lightfoot Elementary School in Rancho Cucamonga. So they had an essay competition, a dare essay competition. And I just entered the competition and I wrote I didn't say nothing good or bad about drugs. I just kept it right in the middle. And I wrote a little rap at the end. And they was like, okay, the winner of the first regional essay competition is Nathaniel Anderson. I was like, whoa, okay. I was surprised. I was like, they really like me. So that was the first and last thing I've ever won. Like, I had a lot of trophies like there, 5th grade, 6th grade, stuff like that. And yeah, life got a little more complicated after that. But I'm ready to win some more things. You feel me?
Yeah. So it was that initial 5th grade, you said?
5th grade.
Competition, you won it, and from there it fueled you because you thought that, you have something inside
I didn't really
you.
know because I'm always about getting money. I always think about money all the time.
Yeah.
So instead of my gifts, and I would advise anybody to think of your gifts before you think of money, because money is hard to come by, but your gift is there, and that's what you have. You feel me?
Yeah.
And if you have some support and you have a way and a will and a way, focus on the gift. Don't focus on the money, because the money can mess you up. So, not saying I'm messed up, but I'm just saying in general, But to elaborate more on your question, I just didn't really use it at all until after high school. I started writing poetry after high school. Then I started going to in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta. I went to Berkmore High School in Atlanta, same high school like the Migos went to and stuff. On the north side, they call it the north side of Atlanta. And I started writing poetry. Then I started performing at open mic venues in Atlanta. And the rest is history.
So what got you? You said something very interesting before that focus on your talents and before money. Do you remember when that came into your consciousness, or do you remember when you came across that to where you started to do the same thing?
The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more.
When I started really focusing on my talent more was probably after high school, because during high school, I went to Long Beach Milliken my 10th grade year of high school, and I moved to Atlanta in my 11th grade year. And then I was just I didn't make the basketball team or whatever, because I was always a basketball player.
Move this up
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Keep talking.
I didn't make the basketball team or whatever. And I was good enough. The coach looked at me and said, "You're good enough to play in college, but you're not going to be on this team." So I took that as heartbreak, and I was like, all right. I didn't have nobody telling me. I had support, but I had nobody telling me, yo, keep going at it, because everybody's trying to figure out their lives and stuff like that. But I've always had support. But it was just I found the mall, and I found out you can go to the mall and make some money, and I just got sidetracked. I didn't go to college, you know what I'm saying? I went to college for a semester, dropped out, took the money and ran and stuff like that. Then I ended up moving out here to L.A., and I had got my first manager for my acting career. And I auditioned for my first audition was Soul Plane, same as Kevin Hart. Before Kevin Hart was Kevin Hart, and I auditioned for Soul. They gave me one line, I kid you not. And then I walked out the room. I didn't get the audition. Of course, Kevin Hart got it. And so at the time, I was really focused on both of them. I started right out of high school. I was focusing on acting and poetry,
Simultaneously,
yeah.
Is there anything that you find in acting and working on your poetry kind of the same? Is there same?
I'm just figuring that out now, especially doing the slam, that it's like a monologue. And a monologue is a one-person scene, one person scene. So I study different monologues and stuff like that. And I'm finding out my poetry has to come across just like that. You have to put on a show for these people and still be real with yourself.
Right.
Because the girl who won it, she was dope. She was just so into it, and she was if she knew how to sing, she'd be the best opera singer, So it was it was incredible, man. But it's just like a monologue or just like an acting scene. Yeah,
I see that. Yeah. Now that I'm focusing a little bit, putting some energy into my comedy, I find that I forgot where I read it, but there was a sentence in some comedy writing book that said to act like you're funny. If you're not funny, then act like it, right? And that stuck with me, right? Because you have to put your mentality, or you have to put your state of mind into something different when you're going on stage.
Yeah.
My next question is, are you Nathaniel Anderson, like right now? Does that change when you go on stage? Like, is there a character that you put yourself into?
An alter ego.
An alter ego.
If I'm rapping, because I like to rap too, I'm getting a little gray now, so I don't like being called a rapper. But if I'm rapping, it's a Macalato, which is, you can follow on my page. I got a page and I have a single out right now called "Never Take Me Alive" with my boy Deuce the Truth. If you go to the Macalato page, Macalato is a little more. It's like Machiavelli to Tupac. You feel me? That's where I got it from. And the Macalato was Mary, mother of Jesus. She had the Immaculate Conception. She birthed Jesus for the Catholic world. So I put an O at the end of it, made it masculine. I become Macalato. You know, I'm looking for the immaculate reception from the people. So yeah, that's just something, me being creative. I have different names and stuff like that. You know, AKAs. But yeah. My new one is NBA Slams though. When I did the slam poetry.
Oh really?
I birthed NBA Slams was birthed.
NBA Slams.
Because my initials are NBA, Nathaniel Brian Anderson. So NBA.
Oh, NBA.
So NBA Slams, you know, like NBA Jams, NBA Slams. So that's my poetry nickname now.
You know what I find out about talking to poets and writers? They're so, I don't know how to say this, but they're in tune with words. I don't know if they, of course they have to be, but like there's a word for it. I'm trying to think of it right now, but
Take your time.
It's like being creative with words, but you do a lot on wordplay.
Wordsmith or something?
It starts with the C. It'll come to my mind.
Cadence?
Cadence? No, not really. It's like being creative, but it's more of a noun than actual a verb.
A verb is more of an action. Noun is a person.
How did like
it'll come to me.
Like your community and your family, like when you started getting into poetry, like what was their response for it? Because I feel like I would say, I'm gonna talk on like behalf of me or like, you know, someone within my family, like like for like the Latino community, like poetry, something like that is not something that's like, oh yeah, like go out and do poetry, you know. It's like something, it's not seen as an art as much in the older, like with older generations, right? It's just like, oh, what are you gonna do? Recite some, like, because you think like roses are red, violets are blue, like you know, something funny like that, right? And it's not seen like for what it really is, right? Because you need to be a certain person to really like admire and really get poetry, because it's not for everyone, like viewing, right? So what like, have you had a good support system? Like what has your like community and like your family or you know, just people around you, like what has been their perception of like you doing poetry?
Well, my mom loves it the most. Like she my biggest supporter. My sister, I get a lot of support.
Yeah.
No matter what I do. Like one thing about my parents is like they let me do what I wanted to do. Like, you know, they knew they was gonna steer me in the right direction. Like me and my sister wasn't out here like selling drugs and gang banging. We had jobs and stuff like that and family people. So like it was I have a lot of support. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter if they don't make it out to the show, they do. If I get and I get support from strangers. Like it's crazy.
We're strangers.
But you guys are family now. You know what I'm saying? You guys invite me out to the podcast, the open mic. We have a rapport now. We have a rapport now, you know. You guys ain't overcharged me for anything, ain't took money out of my pocket and stuff like that. We're family, you know what I'm saying? So so I get a lot of support from just people just barely meet me, and I love when people support me just for my talents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different feeling. Like,
it feels great, right?
It feels great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It feels wonderful. Like where's just your talents? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, you know, it's not your troubles, not your whatever, you know, it's your talents that people love you for. And it's just like, I'm ready to take that on. Like, some people don't want the spotlight. Like, I want the spotlight. Like, you come up to me and start reciting some poetry, reciting when I had the first time I had somebody really like admire me was these two strangers, two dudes. And I did the stage play Juice at the Berrubians Theater in Hollywood. It's not there no more. It was a black box theater. And I did Juice. I played Roland Bishop's Tupac's character. And when I left the play, it was probably about 12 years ago, the guy was like, man, I like how you did it like this. Pac did it like this, but you did it like this. And I was just sitting up there like, dang. Because I think highly of myself. I'm like, I'm confident. But when people put me up on a pedestal like that, it kind of makes me nervous a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's love, though.
Yeah, because right now that you have some type of expectations when some people praise you like that, right?
Yeah, it's like, but you don't know if they really praising you. You don't know if it's real or fake. Like, but like when it's just genuine and people are praising you, it's like, it kind of creates like a calm or you just a regular demeanor. But if it's fake, you're going to be like, I don't know about that. But like, you guys are real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You guys are real. I just feel comfortable at home with you guys. So Mind Buzz TV, I appreciate it.
Dang.
Yeah. Well, dude, I think that's what it's all about. At least when you come from a good place and telling people or telling an artist that, hey, what you're doing is awesome and it's badass and people like it. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. I'm just telling you that it's coming from a good place.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of like, I'm becoming harder as an individual, but I'm still emotional. But I feel like spirits and I feel people, like I get a chill. Like when I drive through LA and I'm about to go to an open mic or the slam, I get a chill over my body when I hear the right song and I know I'm ready to go. And, you know, because I'm an athlete at heart. So I'm always trying to compete. You feel me? So, yeah, you know, I'm just ready.
How is the competition? Like, is it competitive in the poet community?
That was my first slam, though.
Yeah.
It was different from the open mic. It's more like everybody's here.
Right.
It's
okay,
cool.
I see that.
But the slam was like people.
So it's the environment.
Yeah, it's like they was worried about their score, who's going to win. You get money at.
So
the
it
end.
is competitive.
It's competitive.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna do more of them, and you know, and I see what I did good, and I see what I did. I need to just adjust. Not bad, but I just need to adjust, and I'm gonna keep going. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you get so this was your first one. You got the taste of it. You got the feel for it now.
Yeah.
You know what to expect next time from these other people.
Yeah. I know exactly what to expect. I know what I need to work on, and this, that, and the third. You know.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do like the acting and the poetry at the same time. So it's like that's a whole nother beast.
Where do you find that becomes difficult? Because
you have to focus. It's kind of like it's if I'm like Deion Sanders, no pun intended. Like Deion Sanders, like. He got off he played football, then he got off the jet and then went and played baseball. Like you can't really, like it's hard.
Oh,
like, you know,
okay.
It's two different sports.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could probably do it if you're prepared. I could do it.
Yeah.
But acting is a whole nother beast, and we'll get into that.
I bet it takes some time doing that, right?
Yeah.
Going from one mindset to the other.
It does.
I'm pretty sure it's difficult.
And nonetheless, trying to combine them.
Yeah.
Because you're not just doing one individually, right? You're not just acting and not doing the poetry, but with the slam or the one you did, it's like both, right?
Yeah.
Kind of combined.
And then you don't want to cheat the other one. You
Right.
feel me?
Yeah, you want to give the same amount of energy.
Same amount of energy.
Right.
So I don't want to, you know, and then I'm not getting really paid at this like I suppose. This is not my profession yet. Like I'm still trying to get up there in the ranks. So I still got to go work my job too. So I got 3 different, you know.
Is there like people that do like the slam poetry? Like, is there money in it?
Yeah.
Like in winning? Is that what it is? Like
yeah, the first 3 people won. It was like the I don't know how much they got, but the first place, second place, third place all got money. It was poets there that's like, they travel the world and this is what they do. Not the world, but they travel the U.S. and this is what they do.
Whoa.
And I did some more research on like the top poet, and he kind of has the same type of flow like I do. He's like in the UK, and they do like poetry slams in the UK and everything. Cause like on Friday, the Friday before, I was hyped. Like I was like, this is my Super Bowl. Like I'm ready. So I was researching. I like to research, and you know, I like to study and everything like that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. So yeah. The day before I was researching, there was a guy in like the UK. He was like the top. He's like the Grand Slammer.
Grand Slammer.
He's like you got the slam, but he's the Grand Slam champion.
Okay.
So this is what he does. He only has like 17K followers on Instagram, but he's the Grand Slam champion. I forgot his name, but he was talking like he did a poem on prime numbers, and it was incredible. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent.
You know what I've heard, I want to say within the past 2 weeks, is model success, right? So meaning the model success is basically whatever field you are in, you find somebody that is just crushing it in your field, and you study them. You study them, how and what did they do to get them to the top. Not necessarily copy exactly what they do, but just find out what they did to reach that.
Like the blueprint, right?
Like finding a blueprint into that.
The best example of that, guy versus soul, is Kobe to Jordan. Like, you can look at Kobe's game, you can look at Jordan's game. Everything to the T is the same.
Right.
They're two different entities, two different legends, but everything. That's why I can't really. We can go into debate about the LeBron and Jordan thing. LeBron should be compared to Magic Johnson, but that's a whole nother. But the Kobe to Jordan thing, that's how I look at it. Like, you know,
they both. So what did you find that were the
similarities?
Similarities.
Like Kobe, like, if you look at a tape of Kobe and Jordan, like, they're like on YouTube, they have like the similarity, like it's the same thing. Like, it's the same. It's the same thing.
So like work ethic,
work ethic. Kobe work ethic and Jordan work ethic is the same. Like Kobe, I was watching the Dream Team documentary, not the Dream Team, the Redeem Team. That's Kobe and LeBron and them. The Dream Team was Jordan and Magic. And in the 2012 or 2008 Olympics, they was coming home from the club, LeBron and D Wade and them, and Kobe was like, "Where y'all going?" He came downstairs, he was like, "We about to go to bed." He was like, "Nah, it's time to go work out." Like, Kobe was a workhorse, like, for real. Like, this man was like incredible, like his work ethic. And he got that from Jordan.
Yeah.
Look, I found a small little.
There we go.
At the time of their 33rd birthday, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
Is widely considered the greatest player ever. It's Kobe that is more accomplished at this point in their careers, outpacing Jordan in points, all-star appearances, and championships.
Kobe Bryant, at the end of the day, Dan, because you think I'm a punk, will go down as the greatest basketball player that has ever lived.
To me, Kobe is there with Michael.
And maybe even a better clutch player than Michael is.
I understand why we're all hesitating, because, listen, I'll tell you what, Kobe's a better shooter than Michael Jordan, and he's every bit the kind of closer that Jordan was, and that's what it's really all about, isn't it?
He defends, he passes, he shoots, he pats opposing coaches on the butt.
81 points, 62 at the end of third. That's a great curiosity.
You can't make that comparison. He's nowhere near like
But I bet these guys were obsessed, dude. I bet these guys were obsessed with the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At least for me, whatever you are obsessed with and you become obsessed with it,
that's how I work.
That's how you do it.
That's how I work, because like we'll get into the acting later, because that's a whole nother beast. Because that's really like you becoming somebody else and finding yourself, and that's a whole nother beat. We'll get into that later. But like with poetry and everything, anything I do, I want to be the best at it, like in my own right. So I got the same work ethic. I come from that Jordan cloth. Like,
yeah,
I was an 80s baby. I was born in 84. That's the year Jordan came to the league, and that's who I idolized. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I come from that Jordan cloth of like.
Well, that's a good idol to have.
That's my idol. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of gave me chills to see this video, because it's exactly what you're saying of the model success. Like you're right. Like Nathaniel's right. Like you knew exactly what it was, right? Without like, it's crazy. Like. Yeah. I guess it really does work.
Yeah,
I think it does.
Yeah,
it has to. But amongst that, you also have to be obsessed with whatever you're working on.
You gotta love to do it.
You have to love to do it.
Love it.
You have to breathe. You have to sweat it. You have to have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in between. You just have to be. I'm very obsessive when it comes to me and I make a decision on doing something. I get super obsessed. I get stupid obsessed.
Yeah.
Even when starting this thing, dude, there was nights where I didn't sleep. I was YouTubing this and that.
That's passion. That's what I want to be the best.
Yeah.
And then I'm going through now like a mental block too, like over because I haven't had I haven't had success to the point where I feel like this is success. You feel me? Since when I told you when we first started in the 5th grade, I haven't had no accolades since then because I was like, but I have a block too, a mental block where it's like I could go way harder when I'm going right now.
Yeah.
I'm going good, but when I get that success and the shackles are lifted off me, oh man, it's a wrap.
Do you like reading, Nathaniel?
I don't.
No?
I just started going to the library. I'm being honest with you. I just started going to the library.
Okay. I recommend a book called Big Magic.
Make sure you DM me that because I've been started going to the library and I'm starting to read now.
Big Magic. I wish I had a copy. I'd give it to you because
I go to the library there and I go get it.
I'll DM you.
Or you can even do audiobook.
Yeah. There we go.
Because that's how I am now. Before I could read a book, and now I don't have like the, what is it called? The patience to sit and read. So I found that an audiobook, I'm able to wash the dishes or do something, fold my clothes, something else, and still be able to listen to it. So maybe you should try audio.
Yeah, I did The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Did I say that right? Sun Tzu, because I quoted him. I listened to The Art of War and it had me confused. And I was like, I have to listen to this again, but it's really about war. Like, I was just trying to figure out what does it have to do with life? So I was confused by that.
There's something that I don't get either.
then like Rick Ross's memoir, Hurricanes. I listened to that on audiobook on the way when I was driving. My mom was driving her truck from LA to Atlanta. We listened to Rick Ross and his whole come up was very interesting. And I'm getting better. Like I really got a thick book of Shakespeare. Like I like to do monologue. I like monologues now. So like with my acting, you have to go like sometime you have to go get a monologue and be prepared. Like so a monologue. So I've been doing like studying different monologues.
Okay,
too.
There we go. Well, this one's by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's more along the lines of. It's a book for creative people or anybody in the creative field.
Okay.
It gets you through those mental blocks. It gets you through. I don't want to say it motivates you, but it just gives you ideas, and then also it breaks down an idea. Like what the hell is an idea?
Yeah.
Right. Like in a creative sense.
Because I get them all the time.
Exactly.
So it's like, but then I lose them, and I'm like, oh.
Exactly. She has stuff about that. Specifically, like when you get an idea and you don't say you have an idea, right? And you don't act upon that idea, and then 3-4 months goes by, somebody else is doing exactly what your idea was. She explains that in a very very non-dogmatic way, but it's a good listen. It's a good read. I'll DM it to you.
Yeah, please
right here,
do.
look.
Please.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Creative Living Beyond Fear.
I'm going to the library and I'm going to get that book.
There we go. And then what's that LA Library app that you use, Amber?
Oh yeah. I use it's called Hoopla. So HOOPLA.
It's an app.
Yeah, they told me about that.
There we go. Yeah.
So as long as you have a library card, you can download free either audiobooks or also the digital ones, like if you have like a tablet or a Kindle or whatever.
Okay.
You can do that too.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But this is it's the top 3 books because I started writing again, and Big Magic is up there, Bird by Bird is up there, and then also Stephen King.
Okay.
His memoir.
Okay.
I forgot. I think it's called like This Is Writing by Stephen King. That's those are the 3 top books in writing.
And also with writing, another plug, just a little quick plug. Oh, we do the plugs later, right?
No, you could do.
I submitted for a I don't know the details of it yet, but I submitted for a anthology.
Whoa!
And I find out December 1st if I'm in there. It's a sports anthology, so I wrote like a sports poem. And I thought it was real good, the one I wrote. So we'll see if they like it or whatever.
Okay.
It's called Basketball Jones. And it's about a character. I made up a character of a kid who's like the 8th man on the bench, they wanted like the tragic basketball story, the tragic sports story. So I got one that's called Basketball Jones. So y'all look out for that coming soon. Follow me on IG, man. You'll see everything very entertaining. Nathanial Brian Anderson on IG. Nathanial Brian Anderson on Instagram.
We'll link it down in the show description.
Yeah. Thank you, Mind Buzz TV.
But what we were looking up?
Oh, you were looking up. You had Big Magic and then Stephen King.
No, before the Kobe Bryant thing, Amber, we were looking for something.
No.
No, forgot.
No, forgot.
I forgot.
Yeah, because you went to the Kobe Bryant thing, then you went to the Big Magic.
So what came first, your poetry or your acting?
Performing, period.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, when I was a kid, me and my sister used to perform at every time they were like, is Janice and Nathaniel going to perform at the
Oh, bro,
reunion?
Wasn't that the thing that you were telling me about? Because when we told you that this studio was out in Chino, you said you used to perform.
Yes, my first play.
Here.
My first play when I finally took my talents to when LeBron took his talents to South Beach and joined the Miami Heat that night. I had my first rehearsal in the Chino Playhouse, not a couple exits down from here. We did The Who's Tommy. The Who is a group, and they had a stage play called Tommy about a deaf, dumb, and blind kid that plays the pinball's wizard.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got to look that up, man.
What is it?
The deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. The Who's Tommy.
So how do I look it up?
It's a song.
The Who's Tommy?
The Who's, and then Tommy is the name of the play.
So they made a whole play out of that song?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, because I
Really?
played the pastor. I played the pastor, so I had like a small part in it, but I played the pastor, you know.
Is that the...
That's it right there.
That's it?
Yeah.
See if you can find a clip or like a...
The pinball wizard.
That is cool. I didn't know
you
that
said
they do that.
I did Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Whoa,
too.
you got to tell me about that.
Man, that was awesome. That was a whole play when we didn't even speak. It was all movements. It was like it was incredible. Like, yeah,
Okay, there's
the pinball by Elton John.
Is this on it?
Yeah, that's it. You should play that song. It's a very fun.
They do no video?
Play the video. It's going to cut us out, but people listening to the podcast can hear it.
Shout out to the pinball wizard.
You know it.
But this is the film, right?
Yeah, this is a part of the film.
Okay.
So this is a part like it's a musical. So the kid is deaf, dumb, and blind, but he's a pinball wizard, just like Forrest Gump was like.
Yeah.
To society was dumb, but they was like incredible people. I always interested in people like that because that's real people though. People be really like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't really be on Earth; they be out of this world. Like, so yeah. So we did that. That was at the Chino Community Playhouse. That was like 2011 or something, 10 or something. And I played the pastor.
See if you can find like a piece from if anybody uploaded
Excuse me.
Bless you. If anybody updated,
That's the main part right there, though. It's just the whole
this one?
song with Elton John as the pinball wizard.
Yeah.
That explains it all.
The basis of what the play was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like he has like different obstacles he has to face. Like he got all type of drama or whatever, but he just want to get to the pinball. He's a pinball wizard.
So you and your sister were in the
like we did. Me
play?
and my sister. My sister. We just used to do the we started performing like at like family reunions.
Oh, okay.
My dad's side family reunion. God rest my dad. So in my dad's side family reunion, we used to do like we used to just do like we'll do like gospel or whatever. Like we'll perform and dance, whatever. Cause like they just so that's when I got the bug just to perform. I'm more comfortable in performing in front of people than being in front of people like just every day. Like that's kind of
I get that.
Like you a comedian, so
I like that. Yeah.
Like I'm like if I'm around people like in a crowd, I get kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah. And
I'm like, damn, this is kind of weird. When I'm on a stage, I don't care who it is. It could be whoever. Like in the biggest to the smallest. I've been on big stages. I've been on small stages, and I just love to perform. Like,
right. I like how there's always that little piece of like similarities. Like I grew up in the church too.
Yeah.
I grew up always being on stage, being in choir, doing dances. So I like how that there's similarities like all the time when I talk to musicians or poets like yourself. It's getting into that mindset at a young age and remembering the feeling of being on stage.
Cause I believe God gives us gifts, but it's our job. Like God gives us to us. Like He was like, here, this is you. I'm God. I made this. What are you going? Now you have to go do something with it.
Yeah.
Like God gave Naismith the whole mathematical thing of basketball and everything like that, and he said, now this is your tool. This is what I gave you. Now bless the people.
Yeah.
Like God gives us signs and gifts all the time, but people get lost up in, oh God, I need a new car, like materialistic things, which is not really of God. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's being open to your talents too, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that everyone has talents?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I know some people that don't got no talent.
I love that you say that because we sometimes we interview like musicians or artists, and one of the answers is always like, no, I think anyone can do it. Anybody can do it. If you work hard enough, you can do it. And honestly, I'm gonna be really, really honest. I don't think that you can. I don't think that I can be
2 against 1 now.
I don't think that I can be the best drummer that ever lived. Like I know that I can't.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Because we know John Densmore is the best.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know what my strong suit is. I do believe that people do have talents. I think there's something for everyone, right? There's different things that everyone brings to this world, to this universe. Everyone does bring something. Is it always good? I don't know, right? But I do think that there is good in everyone, and there's something that we bring to the table. But is everyone a prodigy or super talented? No.
Everyone's not, because the power, you can tell that about the society we live in now. Like the powers that be, they're letting like the BS control the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like, dealing with being a minority, like Latinx and black and whatever. Because there's so many people, like I'll be on the underground scene for years. And there's so many people that will annihilate the people that's on the main scene. And it's just like, it's some type of, somebody or this, that, and the third. It's about who you know. And
isn't that crazy how that always happens? It's who you know, not what you do.
You start looking at people's backstories, you be like, okay, like how the hell did he get on? His daddy knew such and such was this, such and such. That
or you have 10.5K followers, or you have 15,000 followers, and your music is like this. That's crazy.
I mean, people buy those followers too, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amber knows all about that.
Like, somebody had
she doesn't buy followers.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't buy them, but
yeah, you gotta watch out for the people out there scamming, because like they had like 15,000 followers and no comments. And
Amber, break it down. I think break it down for everybody listening to this podcast right now. Break down your science of buying
my
followers
theory
and your theory, the ratios, the percentage. Go for it.
Well, Nathaniel's correct. He's on the right track. I mean, from what I've seen, it's like sometimes people have, like you said, 20K, 30K, 100K, and then you go into their pictures and they have 5 likes, no comments, things like that. So and I know that the algorithm, in these past couple of years, has significantly changed, because like us as the business, we had 155,000 followers. Yeah. And I know for a fact that they're organic, right? Because we started 7 years ago. And then our likes, at some point were 10,000, and then the algorithm changed and it starts slowing down. Yeah. I get that. But it makes a little more sense to the number, right? Yeah. And then for me, what I see when I see like that, the 30,000, the 40,000, and then it's like 10 likes. So that there's no science. It's just me looking at that and putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, they knew somebody that bought followers.
Yeah.
So I got hacked. My Instagram got hacked.
Really?
Somebody got me good too. It was it was crazy. Like it was my cousin's page, but his page got hacked. So somebody was watching me, and then because I only had like almost I was like, I almost had 2K. That's a lot for me. Like, 2,000 natural people. Like, I'm just me,
Yeah.
And then they was like, hey man, I need you to do this for me real quick.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get this phone right, man. What's your number? Put my number in there. They just deleted.
Yeah.
They just went to like some crazy stuff, and I was like, and I started over. That's why I only got like almost 500 now. Like, but it is what it is. Instagram I used to be into like, man, I want these followers and stuff, because that's how people put in your mind. Like, I know a guy right now, he's an actor, a phenomenal actor and dancer in Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? He probably don't know how to see this, but somebody told this man like, oh, we need you to have 15,000 followers for us to work with you.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Remember back in the 90s and early before the 2000s, it was about your talent.
Yeah, send me your tape, right? What are they called?
Send me your portfolio or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, what's your followers like?
Yeah.
I hate that. I want to choke somebody out.
But it is. It's like send me the impressions. Send me your stats.
Your impressions.
How many people go to your page?
Right.
How many people like it? How many this? And where people are creating content around likes and follows, and when you're creating content and that doesn't happen, it like brings you down, and it shouldn't be like that, because you should be creating regardless whether 1,000 people are watching or one person is watching. You're doing it for you ultimately, right? Like it's
you're doing it for you, but now it's just like, it's just a crazy time we're living in with that whole Instagram thing. Like, it's crazy.
I bet something has to change. I wonder what the future is going to be after that, right? Once we're getting through this whole Instagram, social media era, which we've been in for the past, at least decade?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I wonder what the next thing's going to be.
You got to ask Kanye West, because he probably has the answer. He knows what's going on, But I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not gonna say let's take it back to the day. Like, I'm not gonna be no old head like that. But I'm saying, like, it has to be more for the leaders. Like, people have to really be their talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are out here talent. Like, I get tired of seeing women just like. Now, don't get me wrong. I love women, but I get tired of just seeing like she just showing off some Fashion Nova or something, and it's just like it goes up, and it's like that's what she do all the time. Like, it'd be dope if she was showing like Fashion Nova and playing a flute or something. I don't want to just see that. I've been seeing that for 3 years. You doing the same.
Yeah.
Such and such is in this new Fashion Nova.
But look what it does to us psychologically. Because even like for women, like, and I know for men it's the same, but I can only speak for myself. When you do see these girls that are skinny waist and beautiful, and then they're drinking their little drinks that supposedly help them lose weight and this and that, and they're promoting and everything, and it's like you're getting bombarded with all these things that they're telling you to buy and buy and buy and buy so that you can look like me, buy so that you can live the life that I am, buy so that you can have men, all over you, or be successful. And it's like, this is the society that we're in. This is what we're thinking about. And I fall prey to that too, because I see it and I'm like, I don't look like that, And
every day we're driving up the driveway and I see a box every day.
Be quiet.
Every day. There was a box earlier today before we got here.
I buy stuff for the kitchen.
You are a comedian.
There was a thing in the mail for well, actually these were gifts, but there's always something.
Yeah,
but
it has to be the
it
talent.
happens.
It has to be the talent. We got to find something. Somebody got to create an app for talent, or app something like.
Yeah, bring MySpace back. How about that?
Man.
MySpace, it was getting to the era of it was built for musicians. Like that's where it was going, and then what happened to it? I don't know. Instagram. Yeah, but that's actually good. That's a very good point. An application for talent. You're looking for some talent. Where do you look? Specifically, just for artists.
Just for talent.
Yeah,
it has to be like your talent, and you have to be rated and. Man, let's talk about it. Somebody hit me up. One of you rich guys, Bezos or something. Let's talk about it. I'm right in Compton, 130. I'm on Rosecrans Central.
There you go.
McDonald's. You at the Mickey D's. I'm corporate like that.
So besides that, like, tell me about how the acting thing is going.
Man,
what is up with that? The strike just ended too.
Just ended.
So I'm pretty sure that that opens some doors for you guys, right?
I'm trying to find an agent. I've been hunting this one guy down for months. Mr. He knows his name. I've been hunting this guy down for months, for like 6 months, and he was like, when the strike's over, call me. So like, it's a top agency. Then I had another agency. Like, I go on a lot of Facebook and stuff. That's why I use social media for, just to find. Like, social media is a great tool to find out what's going on. Like, if you want to get off the couch and become somebody within your field, you feel me? So I research a lot on just Facebook and Instagram on just like open calls and open mics, but like, as far as like acting, man, I got the bug. I got the acting bug. Like, I'm gonna say when I was a kid, because like my mom took me and my cousins and stuff to like a Disney audition one time, and we didn't really, we didn't get it, but I just was like, I'm very resilient. Like, I haven't made it yet, but like, I want to, like, people think I made it, but I'm really gonna make it. And it's just like, it's just showing my resilience, and just over time. I've been at this probably about 13 years consistently with acting. Consistent 13 years, from LA to Atlanta, and back to LA now. I've been on BMF, Black Mafia Family. I had a small part on season 1 and season 2. Blink 3 times and you'll miss me.
Yeah, your credits are outrageous. That
man,
I've seen.
like the acting, like people really like, because some people mess with me with acting, they don't mess with my poetry. And then, because my poetry is just something I love to do, they be like, man, you rapping? Like, man, you great actor. Like, I done had so many people tell me to stop writing. Like, I'm like, they gonna tell me to stop doing this. Like, because they got their own problems, their own life. Like, they see something in me, and they see something that they didn't get to accomplish. So it's like,
or they see something that they want to do, but they're too scared to do it.
Like, I should be slapping like the hell out of a lot of people. Like, but I'm not. I'm being very humble. Like, like people be really trying to like try me with my gifts. Like,
how do you overcome that? Because that's pretty hard for
hard.
A creative
That's
person.
the hardest thing.
Yeah.
It hurts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it hurts for people to be like, man, you need to be like this. Like, man, you see this gray in my beard? I can't be like this. That's the society we live in. They want you to compare you to the next hottest thing. You'll call somebody for some advice, and they'll be like, let me get on the phone with somebody. You think you about to get a connection, like, oh man. They get on the phone and stunt on you with somebody that's just somebody else that's just worked with Rock Nation or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, per se, and they'll stunt on you hard and be like, nah, you don't need to do that. You need to do this. Like, who are you to tell me what I need to do? You don't know me like that.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to tell anybody not to chase their dreams.
Right.
I don't care how old, young, whatever. You're not supposed to tell nobody that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to tell people, you're supposed to first research somebody. If they suck, then you tell them, yo, bro, there's something else you got to do. Like, But if you're good at it, like, who are you to tell me not to use all the talents God has given me? Like,
Right. Do you think that sometimes it comes from a good place? Like, maybe
it comes from a bad place all the time.
Maybe like a constructive criticism, maybe?
It don't be that. It be hate and jealousy.
Do you feel it?
I feel it.
Oh, okay.
It be hate and jealousy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it be hate and jealousy.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism, you'll feel it, and then if it's constructive criticism, you're gonna be it's constructive, like a construction site. You're gonna come and build me up until I become this strong tower. It's not, oh, let me bulldoze you real quick, and I'm gonna leave you to the site to figure it out yourself. And here's a map. Right. No, that's messed up.
Yeah,
that's wrong. Like, and I deal with that a lot, and it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, it's wrong. I hate it.
So what's your how-to guide to say if somebody's barely starting, like you did during 13 years ago? They're barely starting.
What, acting?
And people are just telling them, don't do that. You got to do this. Like, what would you tell the beginning person what to do, or not what to do, but like to advise them?
That's a great question, and my boy asked me that yesterday. First thing you need to do, if you don't have no money, start doing background work. You can go to Facebook and look up background actors Los Angeles. And you're going to get a list of stuff going on for background actors. Then you start seeing these different casting companies. Follow all of them. Just follow that. Do that for like a couple hours. All right, take a lunch break. This is a job. Take a lunch break. Go get you something to eat. Come back and start applying for these different background roles. That's how I got on BMF. That's how I work with the CW. That's how I got on Spike TV. That's how I got on a lot of things, just doing just research. All my stuff I've done has not come from no agent. This will be my 4th agent that I'm about to have. No success with none of them. Everything has been on my own.
Right.
No success with none of my agents. I haven't booked on nothing. And I have a management company too that be putting me out there. I haven't had success with none of them. Got to I'm talking about success with none of them. Everything I've done has been on my own. Thanks to the man upstairs.
So yourself.
Myself.
And yourself.
Like Snoop Dogg said, I want to thank me. Like,
yeah. And your obsession with your goal.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm obsessed with my goal. Like it's just like, and it's hard. People don't know how hard it is. Like,
so tell me about the significance in getting an agent, because I when it comes to acting and that film industry, I have no clue about it. Like, what's the significance in having an agent versus not having one?
Well, the agent's going to get you to the bigger roles. That's the big Denzel roles, the Scorsese roles, and stuff like that. That's what the agent is for. Mm-hmm. What these agents are not doing now is closing deals. They're doing what you're doing. You can get on there. You can go to Actors Access. That's like the main database. That's what Tyler Perry works off of. It's one database. That's what Tyler Perry works off. Actors Access. And you got casting networks. You got all that different stuff. But Actors Access is the main hub. You could pay like $100 and something a year and go in there and click and submit all day and get different roles. But it's gonna be like shooting dice.
Yeah.
It's like playing a number, scratching a lotto ticket. That's how it is. But what your agent do is your agent gets you consistently to like the top notch people. But then you have to become like, you have to get to like SAG and everything like that. Like, that's different. Like, SAG is like the union. Like, you know what I'm saying? You pay like a certain amount and you have dues to pay and everything like that. But then you can do a lot on your own too, though. Like, don't let the agent discourage you, because the agent, if I listened to what my agent told me to do all the time and stuff like that, I would be in the bed in a ball ready to die. Like, I have life because I got out here and I was like, okay, the agent said, all right, I'm gonna do some background work. Right. Agent, I'm gonna do background. I'm gonna do something. Like,
so what you're saying is, yeah, you can get an agent, but
it's not the end all.
It's not. It's right. Yeah. You still have to put in your 110%.
Yes.
Besides the agent.
Yes.
So your agent just goes out, finds those bigger roles for you.
Yeah.
I guess in a sense, markets for you or pledges for you. Hey, I got this great talent.
I got not even like that no more. That was in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
In the 90s.
I need to catch me up. Bring me up to speed, brother.
My mom was a sports manager, bro. My mom negotiated a lot of deals for. My mom is the oracle of track and field. I mean, like,
oh wow,
like she's the oracle, like in the Matrix. That's my mom. Like, you had to come to her to get stuff done. Like,
whoa.
I know how to manage people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know how people are managed. These agents are not doing that. They're just clicking and submitting. And they're going who they like, who their favorites is, whose mom is bringing brownies to the.
We'll bake conchas and bring them to your agent.
Churros.
Yeah, we'll bring them churros, man.
I'm just saying that per se, you know.
Yeah, of course.
I see what you're saying, but it's like these agents are not closing deals. These managers are not closing deals. Like mine are not closing deals for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's just real.
Yeah.
So then you're just like, so do you have to pay an agent?
You're not supposed
from your
to
job,
pay.
they get a cut.
They get a cut. Okay. Like, you could take 20% of my stuff if you really closing the deal for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could take 20%, you could take 10, 15, but you're not supposed to pay anybody anything up front. Like, a lot of people that hit your phone, like, this company is like, we're gonna put you in classes and and you pay this amount of money. All right. But the classes you have to pay for. Just like anything. You have to pay for acting classes and stuff like that. But it gets to a point where it's like, you don't really need them after a certain amount of time.
I got sucked into that.
You get you an acting coach.
Yeah.
That's going to help you in each audition. Then you're winning. Get you these classes and do all them classes and stuff like that. Pay that money and put that on your resume. That's the biggest part of your resume. But after that, you get you an acting coach. Like I finally got me a great acting coach, and he's a known person. You feel me? I did my first audition with him, and it's gonna be a successful audition because he coached me through that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get a coach.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess it's with anything, right? Like it takes a certain person to say, hey, I need help with something, right? Especially like the entertainment industry, which is very competitive.
It'll mess you up. It had me in the mirror like, what's wrong with my teeth? Do I need to pull this tooth?
There we go.
People telling, oh, girl, are you handsome? And I'm like, I don't know. What's going on? What? Do I need to lighten my skin? Like, it's that serious. Like,
really?
It's that serious. Then you get certain people just like they get a fear when you come around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I come around, some people be fearing me, like, or they'll try to play me to the side. Like I hate that feeling. That feeling is depressing, homie. Like you don't even know me. You think you're gonna sit up here and be like, you see me as competition, and you're gonna try to play the ghetto card, or you're to this or to that. Like you don't know me. I haven't even opened my mouth and said anything. My presence is making you uncomfortable.
So do you feel like you think there is discrimination within like the like
it's
the
not
film
racial though. It's just discrimination as far as just like
in general.
It's no racism. Is like racism is still alive. Whatever. I don't even know what racism is no more. It's like it's just discriminate. You can have your own discriminate on you. You can have another race discriminate on you. You can have it could be all type of things, but it's just like it's just crazy. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and then I'm sure that it messes with you because it's like you know who you are and what you bring to the table and what you have and what you've done, and then this person comes and it's like no. You know, and they don't know anything about you.
It's not even a no though. It's not even a no. It's like a
dodging.
It's like you bust your behind and you got 7. Like when you get an audition, you got 72 hours to memorize it.
Whoa.
Oops. Let me get off live. You have 72 hours to memorize it. You got 48 to 72 hours. That's the rule. 3 days. We want this memorized. And then now they do self-tapes, which is incredible. It's for you. A self-tape, you got to go. Like, you come here, you do a self-tape audition. Like, you guys have everything to do a self-tape audition. And you get there, you submit it, and it's just like you don't hear nothing. And it's just like, dang. And years go by and you're not hearing nothing. And you out here killing, like, you out here, people, you on these movie sets doing background work and you doing everything but speaking. And then you over here and you can't even speak and you're muted. That's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling. But I don't want to be all negative. It's just the real, you know?
No, of course. So take me through what an audition is.
Okay.
Like how do you hear about our auditions? Do you get emailed? And just like run me through.
Do an agent or by yourself? Just me?
Pick one.
I'm gonna do it by myself.
Okay.
I wake up, I go to Instagram, I go to Facebook, just start scrolling through the metaverse or whatever. and then you start searching different things, and they'll see what you're searching, and then they'll know like, okay, this is what you like. You know, or you on your portfolio you put actor, entertainer, they know what you like. So then you start seeing auditions. I see auditions all over the country. You know? And I go and then you email these people, and then you need a headshot. That's the first thing. That's your ID, basically. That's you go to the DMV, that's your ID, your headshot, and then you need a resume. If you don't have nothing on your resume, start making things up. Stretch the truth. If you was in the church play, make that sound better than what it is, but keep it to the, and then you have to keep it to the script on name, production, and you know, like the format right. Like when I first started off, I had nothing. So like, but now I have mine. I can't even put everything I've done on there now. And that's a blessing. You feel me? Yeah. And it's just like, you just go there, you get a headshot resume, and you get a reel. Your reel is what you've done, like network TV, whatever they seen you do.
Kind of like your reference, like your references,
like your portfolio.
Okay.
Like in the 90s, they called it a portfolio. So like, you got your headshot, resume, reel. Then you start doing self-tape auditions, keep all of them. I post mine. They tell you not to I post mine. I'm like, I paid for this, homie. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna post this. Like,
You're like, it's content.
it's content.
Yeah.
Like, I paid for this. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, because you have to start putting, you have to invest. It's an investment. That's what the strike was about, that they wanted actors to start getting paid to audition. If I get paid to audition, I don't have to work a job because I get a lot of auditions. I don't have to work a job.
So are all auditions, are they picked? Like, say you find something for a spot in a TV show or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they reach out to you and say, "Hey, we want you to audition for this part," or is it something like do you sign up for it?
Yeah, you see the description, like it'll be like a production, like Joe Blow Through the Fire feature film.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for a 30 to 50-year-old, 30 between, your age bracket. Like mine is now, like, if I cut my beard, I'll be between 25 and 45. So they be like 30 to 35, or 30 to 40. They give you a description of the character and stuff like that. And then they'll be like, email us your headshot and resume, and we'll decide if we want to send you the sides. So that you'll email them your headshot, your resume, or your reel. And they say, they hit you right back and say, here go the sides. And then you have like 3 days, really supposed to be 3 days. That's the main thing. Actors don't sit on something for too long. You have 3 days to get that memorized. If you don't want to memorize it, the thing about self-tape, you can cheat the system. You can get a reader, you can get a teleprompter. You could cheat the system. I'm giving you some inside scoop right now. I'm giving you $1 million worth of game for free. So cheat the system a little bit. If you don't want to get it, just know your character, know what you're reading, and find you a good reader and find you an acting coach. Invest into the class. The classes are for you to get an agent. If you don't have a class, if your class is not having you a showcase at the end for you in front of agents, it's a bogus class. The class is for you to get an agent. After you do all those classes, get you an acting coach. That's your coach. So yeah.
So from that, they only give you 3 days to memorize.
That's the rules.
And what do you have to memorize? You have to memorize
like the sides. The sides. Not the whole script. A normal size would be probably like one scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
They just want to memorize. You just have to 1 or 2, maybe 3 scenes is supposed to be. And pages of.
Do they give you like a description of like who they would like to see in the character and all that good stuff?
It depends. Like if you're doing like,
they give you context at all?
If you're doing like a period, like let's say you're in The Color Purple or something.
Okay.
Go watch the movie and know your character. That's the easiest thing. Like, Like I did Juice when I played Roland Bishop. I played Tupac's character. That was the best thing that's the most fun I ever had with actors on stage.
Have you seen that movie, Amber?
Mm-mm.
No, it's a really good movie.
See, Bishop
Janet Jackson's in it.
No, that's Poetic Justice.
Oh shit, my bad.
Omar Epps. It's a Juice with Omar Epps, and Tupac.
Look it up.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Look it up because I
start saying some of the lines now. Don't get me started. look up the locker scene. The locker scene in Juice. Locker scene between Tupac and Juice.
But Tupac is in Poetic Justice
he's
too,
in
right?
Poetic Justice too. That's right there. There you go.
This one?
Yeah. What's up? Ain't seen you around in a couple days. What's been happening, man? Man, get off that shit. It's over. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, this is the famous locker scene. This what got Tupac became Tupac as an actor. Yeah. Right here.
Damn, man. It's been that long? You want to try that again outside after school, you punk?
So he shot his best friend, and this is him going back to school. So he shot it. Tupac is the psychopath throughout this. So he shot his best friend. So he's trying to make sure he don't tell nobody. But he's kind of stalking him. Omar Epps' character. Shout out to Ernest Dickerson. What's up?
What's up?
see you around in a couple days. What's been happening, man?
Man, get
Off that shit. It's over.
It ain't nothing nobody can do about it, man. What do you want from me, man?
Nothing.
So you played Tupac's character?
I did. I was younger at the
that's
time.
cool.
I had the fade and everything.
Right? I ain't talk to nobody, right? I know. Crew.
Always will be.
I just came to see what's up.
So did Tupac start acting before he did rapping, or vice versa?
Nah, he started. He was. Yeah, he kind of did both.
Mm-hmm.
All go down if you do, because we all crew.
He was both.
Just try me if you think I'm bullshit.
Now I want to watch the movie.
It's a great movie. Look at this. Brother Fonz just has to stand up like a man and throw down.
Damn. Too bad
Raheem had died first.
It's over. Everything
Starts from now. We all go down if we stay together. Ain't no one man above the crew. You know that shit. Crazy, man. You know when you said that last time? I was kind of tripping, right?
I love it. Like, so how many times did you watch this movie to get prepared for this role?
When we did, all right, so it was good structure.
If it was me, I probably would have watched the wrong movie.
See, the thing is, all right, when I did Juice back in like 2011, it was at the Berrubians Theater. It's not there no more. It's in Hollywood. That's another thing, actors. Find you a community theater and you're good. So the Berrubians Theater was like you come there, like it's a theater where you can make a little money. Like you can go there and then, like people come in and like they give you a percentage of the door or whatever. But we did Juice. When we did Juice, it was some fun times, man. It was so much fun. This is before they did New Jack City on stage now and all this. This is when this guy had a vision, like I want to see some of these movies come to light on stage. So we did Juice, and he just picked me as Roland Bishop. I auditioned. I had did at that Playhouse. I did a couple plays, and that's why I did Dark Side of the Moon too. And then I finally got to do more of an urban play, it was easy, like you know. And it was real good structure. Like when you're doing a stage play, you have a lot of rehearsals and stuff like that. Stage, you don't think about, oh, I'm gonna mess up. Nah, you got a lot of rehearsals. It's gonna come into your system. Like you know, I'm a method actor, so it kind of got into me. And, you know, I had to kind of detox from being Roland Bishop. Like it was crazy. It got into my system. Like, it got into my life. Like, you know.
How do you get ready for something like this? Like, tell me about how you get ready for a role for acting or an audition. And also tell me a little bit about how you get ready to do poetry.
All right. That's a great question. Wow. Questions of Mind Buzz TV. When acting, for the audition is the hardest part because that's just them auditioning you. I'm getting to the time. I'm tired of the word, like you know, but it's fun though. It's a sport. When I'm auditioning, when I'm getting ready for a role, after I get the role, I just basically dive into the script. I find me a coach. I have like a little meeting like at a Starbucks with me and my acting coach. And we just start diving into the script and dissecting the character. What is his emotions? What is he going through in his life? What are you going through in your life to be able to like link you with this character? Because you have to make it real, you know? It's just hollow until you say, what am I going on in my life? Internally, what am I going through? You know, how are me and Bishop alike?
Right.
You feel me? Me was like, I've never done a lot of street stuff, but I could have done it, but I didn't. So I had tapped into that. Like, oh, I always wanted to be a gangster, but my mama beat my ass if she found out I was gangbanging. My sister would whoop the hell out of me if she found out I was gangbanging. Or I always wanted to be that. So I that's a lot of roles I get. So I'm like, let me tap into that side that I was going to be and bring that to the character, which makes it positive.
Right.
Yeah. And for poetry, that's all on me, man. It's just like I wake up, I'm inspired by something, and God gives me that. I give that to God. Like, you know, as far as like just putting down words to making words or painting a picture through words, that's just straight God. Like, I don't even, like, sometimes I had to sit back and be like, whoa, I wrote that? Like, I feel like somebody else, something else is in me, like, that mean I be writing that type stuff. Like, I have a spirit or something, like, but I get that to God, you know?
Yeah, it comes from, it's so weird. And I use the word weird because it is, like, getting an idea and you writing it down, you leave it there, don't even work it for a couple of days or hours, whatever, when you're at your writing table. And then you come back to it and you're just like, what is that? I wrote this. Yeah. It comes from opening yourself up to whatever it is. Call it God, call it the universe, call it your intuition. But there's something that a person opens themselves up to when it comes to creativity, and they just create magic with words, with painting. With
I have a cousin, he's an artist. He have art exhibitions and stuff like that, exhibits. I'm like, man, I wish I was him. Like, he really is getting it. Like, like, man, like, and he took a poem, because I wrote a poem. Like, my thing is, one thing I did too is, like, when somebody in my family passed away, like, they look at me to write a poem for the funeral. Like, my granddaddy died. I wrote a poem for his called "The Purple Rain Shall Never Pass," and I wrote one called "Doves High" for my pops when he passed 2 years ago. And my cousin took one of the poems I wrote for my granddad, and he made an art piece out of it. So, like,
wow.
So, like, you know.
That's nice. That's nice to
know.
Have them, you know, appreciate your work and ask you to do that for, you know, moments like that.
Yeah, like, like, it was a crazy story, like, you know.
So you do have a lot of support. You're right.
Of course. I got a lot of support. I performed in, like, when I did that, it wasn't even a performance. It was for my granddad. The first one I did was for my granddaddy. Like, I don't want to do it because somebody passing, but it was an incredible piece. And I wrote it that morning because at first my auntie was like, man, we don't know, Nate. I don't know if they're going to let you go in it, because it was a lot of conflict between my step grandmother, his third wife. Family was trying to control things, and our family was trying to, like, you know, it was a little conflict, you know what I'm saying? So my auntie was like, I don't know, Nate. And then that morning she called me like, yeah, they want you to come do the poem. So I was like, I seen it in the program, and I didn't even write nothing. So I was sitting up there on the hotel bed, like, and I just started. And then, you know, when you're going through a lot, that's when the best things come out of you.
Oh, 100%. Yes, sir.
You have to live life. Like, you got to hustle and live life you got to go through something to be like, I want to do this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I just sat there and I swear it was just like a vessel, like the Lord was just working through me. And I wrote this poem called "The Purple Rain." He liked to wear purple. And I said, the purple rain will never pass, REIGN, like his reign will never pass. Like, just like that whole thing. And I did it at the they probably thought I was going to go up there talking about chickens and ducks. And I got up there and then everybody coming to me afterwards like, oh, Nate, we like that. I'm like, man, I didn't want me to do it. Nah, it's all love. It's all love. But yeah, you know, it's man.
But honestly, like, I think, like, one of my biggest takeaways, like, just in life in general, it's like I know, like, for myself speaking, like, I'm very fortunate to have a family that's so tight and so supportive. But honestly, like, throughout everything, like, and I have great friends too, but, you know, people come and go in your life and things come and go in your life, but consistency with your family and the love that your family has for you, like, there's nothing else like that. And I've talked about it here, like, on the podcast, like us, like, when GILL started coming around our family, he was like, man, like, you guys do everything together. And I'm like, we do, like, we really do, because at the end of the day, like, that's all I have is my family, right? And their support. And we're the type that one person has a game and they text us, hey, we have a basketball game on Saturday. And we all show up. Yeah. And we're like the only family that's like 25 people in the stands, you know, or my niece has a performance and we all go and we all show up, and it can be the smallest thing or the biggest accomplishment. Yeah. But it's the fact that you're showing up for that person, whether, you know, it's going to be their passion or not, it's still showing up for who you care for. And I think that that's what really fuels, at least for me, that's what fuels me to continue to go, because that's who I'm showing up for, you know?
Yeah, that's true. It's all about family though. Cause like I show up, like I have like my aunties, uncles, my mom, especially my sister, my niece, they really like support me. Like even if they can't make it or they can, like my sister she'd be tired and she'd go see one. Like I was in Atlanta, I had a show, and I was rapping and stuff. I was in this contest. She come out support my sister and my mom. Like my sister, my supporter. Like she ride or die for me, and my mom supports me too. But my sister ride or die for me. Like my sister rides for me. Like and I ride for her too. Like it's just me and her. So it's like
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, and especially if it's something like this industry, like entertainment, poetry, acting. It's hard to do it alone. You need, of course, people do it, but having a good support system is just it's help. Like mentally, having a support system. Like, why would you do anything to not have that?
Exactly. But if you don't have it, you gotta find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you don't have it, it's hard, but you gotta find something. But you can't really do it for people, man.
Yeah.
You gotta do it for yourself first. You gotta find something in yourself that wants to do it. Like I wish I did have it where it was like, oh man, I'm gonna force you to do this. Like my parents never forced me to do nothing. They just gave me the tools I needed. My mom woke up and said, I got you a backpack, some socks, some underwear, and an outfit, and some shoes. Go to school.
Yeah.
She was tough love like that, but it made me strong. Like, it made me strong.
Yeah. It does.
Like the other day we was having a conversation. She was like, I just had to show you tough love. Like, I was like, it was, and I'm like, man, a pair of Jordans and an outfit was tough love to you? I appreciate you, woman. Like, I'm gonna get you these Jordans right here, and then if you got some better grades, I'm gonna get you some more Jordans. Like, you got to kind of bribe your kids like that now. You can't beat them no more.
What happened to the days that we were able to do that, man?
You gotta either take their phone. You take a kid phone right now, boy, they gonna straighten up quick.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm happy that I grew up in the era of still getting spanked.
Me too. Me too.
I really do. I'm not resentful for my mom spanking me or grounding me or anything like that. I'm not resentful at all. I'm not like, oh, you did that. Yeah. Because I'm thankful. I'm thankful that she did that. That she, I don't want to say like she hit me because she cared, but I mean, she cared. She wanted, me to be okay and to listen and to, and it was like, my mom hardly hit me, but when she did, I mean, those are times I remember. But
it's messed up if you getting your ass whooping and your parents just desert you. Like,
oh
yeah, no,
shit, she done whooped my ass and left me.
No,
no, when she whoop your ass and then you in there, you wake up from that sleep and you smell the kitchen and you smell a meal.
Yeah.
Oh, it's love.
Yeah, it was always, why I did it, why this, I'm sorry. I remember one time, because my mom was the one that did more of the disciplining and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one time my dad lightly spanked me and he went into his room and he cried and he came to my room and he's like, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. Like he was more remorseful than my mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm glad that I grew up in that era.
To that too, there's something about doing something and not having somebody push you. Like what you said about like, oh, they just gave me this, but they didn't push me to do anything, right? Yeah. Like at the beginning, it's tough, but then you kind of find your rhythm and doing things on your own. Yeah. And I think that when you go about it like that way, you feel more I want to say like
gratification.
Gratification, yes, but you put more on yourself because you're not doing it for anybody else.
Yeah.
It's just you, it's your standards, it's you trying to reach whatever goal it is, and you put that pressure on yourself, right? Yeah. And you have this goal, like at the beginning of the conversation, you were talking about how, I did this, and this, or slam poetry, I did this, but I'm not there yet. I believe that you're very hard on yourself.
Yeah, I am.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see that. But you know that it's honestly, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Like people tell me like, oh, like,
I have no
man,
regrets.
yeah, you're killing it. You're doing this, you're doing that. But I was like, bro, this is just not even part 1 yet. I'm not done, bro.
I used to have a lot, like my 20s and stuff. I made a lot of decisions on my own. Like,
yeah,
you can't be blaming nobody for you. It come a point in your life, like,
of course,
my mama's still there for me.
Yeah,
that's my financial advisor. That's my manager. My financial advisor is my mom. She's still there for me in my life. But it come to a point where you have to look in the mirror and be like, dang, I messed up right here.
Yeah.
I messed up right here. And then but it's not, I hate when people say you only have one shot or you have to, life is, you got years at this. If
every day.
Gray sky. Every day is a new day.
Every day you have
when
a shot.
They say wake up, like 2 Chainz said, you woke up this morning. Like you really, that's what God did for you. You woke up.
Yeah.
Everybody can't say that. And you can go out here and get it. And sometimes it's hard to listen to that though, because you like, dang, I did this, and this. But I be like, man, I'm always new. Like it's always a new. Like when I finally get on, if it's underground, above ground, whatever, when I finally make it like I'm supposed to, as long as I keep myself stable and right, sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit. Because I'm not out here saying anything outlandish. It's just, I like to inspire and uplift people. Like I'm not gonna get a bum $100. I'm gonna give him a whole bunch of game, and I might give him like a sausage biscuit or something, because I don't have it like that. Like I'm not about to go give somebody just money because they feel like, like I feel like stunting on them or feel like making a point, which is pointless. Yeah. No, I'm gonna give back. I know where I come from. I never forget where I come from.
Nathaniel, thanks for coming out and doing the podcast, bro.
Man, thank you,
man. Appreciate it. This was awesome.
That was awesome. That's our time. No, I'm playing. I just took over the fight. Hey, follow me on Instagram, Nathaniel Brian Anderson, man. Thank y'all, man. Mind Buzz TV.
Cool. What else do you got? Do you have any shows coming up that we can plug in?
I don't have nothing going on with poetry right now. Just a lot of open mics. But I just auditioned for a role. And hopefully I'll find out in the next couple of days if I got this major role. It's going to be on major. It's major. But I'll let you guys know if it's breaking news.
Okay, and then your music. Where can we find your music?
You can go to my Macalotto page. It's a Macalotto, and I got a single right now, Never Take Me Alive, on all platforms. Just one single out right now.
Cool, there you go. And all the links to Nathaniel's projects will be down in the show description. Go take a look at them. Go to his Instagram. Go to his YouTube. Go follow him. Go subscribe. Check in with him. And then also, there's the flyer with his. Thanks for sharing that, bro. And I appreciate it. You went above and beyond.
I always try to go hard, man. That. If it's one person show up or a million people show up, I'm gonna promote.
I like that. That's a very good attitude. Yeah. That's how I feel like on stage, bro. Like whether there's 5 people in the crowd or 500, you have to. And this is what I learned: if you can't handle those 5 people, what makes you think you're gonna handle 500? Man, so you gotta do it at 100 each and every time.
Damn, that's deep. GILL. Mind Buzz TV, man. Y'all better tap in, man. I'm telling you to tap in. Nathaniel Brian Anderson. If you don't know, now you know.
That's it. So all the links to the show or links to Nathaniel is going to be down in the show description. Please don't forget our giveaway tonight is the last night, or tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow, Friday, or today, whatever. When you're listening to this, today, Friday, is the last day to go and enter our giveaway for 2 free tickets to Chicano Shuffle's 6-year Pachanga in Nativo. So peace out.
The Mind Buzz.
Boom. That's how we do it.
Bye. Thanks for listening to the Mind Buzz podcast. Subscribe to the Mind Buzz YouTube channel and watch full podcast episodes. Keep up with the hosts, guests, and upcoming events by following the Mind Buzz on Instagram @the Mind Buzz. See you on the next one.